Alright guys, so we're going to dive deep into the single most powerful insight that is going to make client acquisition 10 times easier for you guys, okay? And listen, this is going to be while revealing the applicable sales process that you can copy paste in your agency to apply it today. This applies for agencies and consulting businesses, by the way, okay? And just so you guys know, this is going to be part 2 of the last video where we actually discuss the best call DM template that you can use. And of course, you want to see that video after this one, okay? So this is the video, you can go and watch it after this one, okay? The reason why this video is important and what you need to see till the end is because you're going to learn literally everything that makes for an effective sales process that allows you to, of course, and this is the promise of the video, to close clients 10 times easier, if not more, okay? And of course, if you have not, go follow me on Instagram or Twitter. Those are my 2 most personal platforms. And as always, you can get this document plus everything that I share on YouTube by joining my free Facebook group. You're going to be able to see this master resource folder. Click on it, leave a comment, and I will share it with you, okay? So that being said, guys, let's do a little bit of a quick summary on the first video that we made in this topic so that you can see a little bit of what we're playing with, okay? I've been noticing a lot of business owners judge the effectiveness of their systems or lack of effectiveness in a 1-to-1 ratio, which leads to incorrect data analysis and ultimately undesirable results, okay? Some examples, just so that you guys understand what we are talking about, are the following. People think that 1 DM converts into 1 call booked. And this is the example that we talked about in the first part of the video. Or they always think about, hey, if I book 1 call, I will get 1 sale. Or they think in terms of, hey, if I make 1 sale, I will have 1 recurring MRR client, when in reality, your service is shit. They promise you're not going to have more than 2 months that client, okay? So what we covered in the last video specifically is that in reality, there is a chain of non-visible events that dictate the effectiveness of our systems. AKA, between you sending 1 DM to getting that 1 call booked, there is an entire non-visible set of events that need to happen. Between that 1 call booked to you actually get that 1 sale, there is still an invisible chain of events that need to happen for that sale to happen, okay? And let me just do an example for outbound prospecting, because I want you to notice how this complete chain doesn't even end in a book call in the first place, but in a reply. And this set of events need to be maximized for you to get replies, and therefore conversations, and therefore book calls, okay? So if you send a call DM, it doesn't matter the platform. Let's use Instagram for example. What is going to happen is that your prospect is going to check your profile, the prospect likes the content. What they are going to do is that they might choose the channel of preference where they actually like to hang out. This is why ICP understanding is so important. Then they're going to see more content from you, maybe. And just at that stage, you're going to get a reply. Not a book call, a reply, okay? Why is this important? Of course, in a good call DM is going to maximize replies regardless of this process, but what I'm trying to say is that this process happens. You cannot neglect it. Same thing happens from cold email. The person is going to type the burner domain in the browser, they're going to visit the website. Depending on if they resonate with the website, they're going to choose the channel preference, see more content, and then reply to you, okay? Following this rationale, the principle we discovered on the last video was this one. At any given time, we need to maximize the likelihood of achieving the next step of the chain. And since we're talking specifically about our sales process, we're not talking about just any system, we're talking about the sales process system, which is made up of the appointment setting and closing part of the equation. The one single metric that moves with more leverage this chain, more than anything, is trust from the prospect, okay? So as long as we can generate trust, it's going to be easier to move people through this entire chain, and then from the reply to the book call, and then from the book call to the sale, okay? That being said, let's talk now about the sales process in itself that we've built to actually maximize the level of trust that we get from our prospects inside of an outbound campaign. And again, feel free to apply this for yourself and let us know. Just let us know, okay? So I'm going to do a little bit of a division at this stage. One for social media prospecting and another one for cold email, okay? But let's start with the sales process for social media prospecting. And before we actually do that, if you're getting any value whatsoever from this video, we need to have a gentleman's agreement that you're going to comment on this post, you're going to like it, you're going to subscribe to the channel because I want to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And also, I don't plan on running any ads whatsoever to this channel. So please, go ahead and share this video to anyone that might benefit from applying it, okay? From seeing this video, from this sales process that I'm about to explain and that I'm going to share with you guys in here, okay guys? So this is the social media prospecting sales process. Let me just grab a little bit of coffee. Of course, this is just a picture that I took Let me just go to the actual my report, just a second. I don't know where it is. Okay, here it is. So remember, most people see a 1-to-1 ratio between, hey, sending a cold DM to a book call. When in reality, look at everything that needs to happen or everything that we teach our clients to do so that they can maximize the amount of clients they can get per cold DMs that they send. Okay? And by the way, of course, between all of these stages and between all of these steps, there are going to be different chains of events that are going to either make or break the process. But at a high level, this is the process. Everything starts with a cold DM, guys. Look at this. Everything starts with this cold DM where we're going to start offering our foundational BSLs. And we actually have a separate video where we talk about what foundational BSLs are. Feel free to go and watch it. As a matter of fact, just so you guys know, the video I'm talking about is this one, okay? Micro BSLs. That being said, remember, what we always want to maximize, following the principle that we discussed here, what we want to do is maximize the likelihood of achieving the next step of the chain. So remember, this cold DM doesn't sell booking the call. This cold DM, what needs to sell is a reply. So the whole process that we have to do, and the only thing that we need to think about when we craft our cold cold DM angles is, what does it take from me or someone to reply to my message, okay? And of course, there are a lot of things that are going to support this. For example, if you're using Instagram, you can go and send a DM, and on top of that, like some posts, leave some comments on the prospect, react to the story, whatever it might be, okay? Like the story, follow the person so that you can maximize the ratio. But again, the cold DM sells the reply. The reply in the conversation, what it's going to do is going to deliver the asset / resource / valuable thing that changes the beliefs of your prospect. And guess what that thing is? That thing is the foundational BSL, okay? So what is going to happen is that naturally, this makes your prospect join your community funnel and see more content. You can see a separate video I have, which is this one, on the Facebook group funnel for coaching and SMMA offers. But of course, meanwhile, it's not that we have the goal of simply filling up our community funnel. It's that if they consume this, they are going to naturally get interest into what you have to do because it's going to be valuable, right? So meanwhile, while the person is joining the community funnel and seeing more content inside of the community, you're going to follow the combo appointment setting framework to book calls, okay? Let's do a little bit of a pause because I don't want to understate this. The reason why we always want to have call to actions inside of our foundational and situational BSLs that we're going to deliver in the actual DMs is because once somebody joins the community funnel, this results in more touch points and more nurturing that is going to be done on autopilot, okay? Because guess what's going to happen when they start to join first, this is my community and this is my group, and I'm just going to show you from my own example so that you can see. Guess what's going to happen once they're inside, even if they don't book a call right now? They're going to see client results. They're going to see that there are a lot of other people that join my community. They're going to see testimonials. For example, something that I posted yesterday of one of my clients planning on visiting my country because he's on his way on killing 100K months. On top of that, we're going to constantly be posting YouTube videos and content specifically that is going to be made for the community funnel. So guess what's going to happen? These people are going to see more content from us. They're going to see that there is engagement. On top of that, you're going to tag every single new member into the welcome post where you're going to talk more about how amazing your service is, how happy your clients are, how your unique method is something that they have never tried and why that's a solution that they have always been looking for, aka more nurturing, basically, okay? So, again, well, this part happens on autopilot, and again, it's possible. It's not that everybody is going to join your community, but a high degree of people, a high amount of people are going to do it. If you actually follow the combo appointment setting framework, what is going to happen is that you're going to be able to book the first call. The first one, okay? Because if you are selling a B2B offer like a marketing agency or a really high-end type of coaching offer, you might want to use or to have 2 calls, okay? Not just one, where you do everything, is one and second call. Of course, this can also be just one step, like all of this that I'm going to discuss in a second. If you are selling a B2C offer or something that's below 2K, because it really doesn't make sense to have such a long, let's say, selling process if it's a little bit easier to sell in just one. But again, you follow the combo framework that stands for connecting questions, outcome questions, now questions, the event, and the offer in such a way that a high percentage, approximately 15% of the people who reply positively to this initial DM end up booking calls with you, okay? So that's how it goes. If needed, you follow up 3 to 5 times. That's why we also want to use a CRM, like the one that I created in the street. You can get it inside of my group. because every single day you follow up with your prospects. Okay, so you start booking a lot of calls. Okay, what is going to happen in this first call? The goal of this first call is to qualify the prospect and give personalized value according to their specific situation. And what you're going to do is basically see where is it that they are at, where is it that they want to go, have they tried so far in order to solve the problem, clarify what the problem is in the first place. And then you want to end that call by saying, if of course only if you know that you can help them, you might want to be like, hey, listen, so based on everything that you shared, I'm 100% convinced that we can help you. What I would like to do now is actually hop into a second call where I can bring a custom-made plan for you specifically, since you mentioned that you're struggling with this, and that. So, do you mind if I share my calendar so that we can agree to a time to talk sometime later this week? Yeah, okay, perfect. You booked a call and boom, in the same call, okay? And then, of course, what you do is not like you're going to make a custom offer that is different for everyone. It's just that you want to actually, in that meantime, between the first and the second call, send a personalized loom. It depends on what you're selling and who you're targeting and how you're selling it. But what is going to happen is that the prospect is going to see your personalized loom if you're selling any sort of ads service, for example, because you want to actually diagnose or audit their existing campaigns, ad campaigns. You might want to, you just want to do some personalization that makes for a higher conversion, okay? Of course, if you are selling something where most of your prospects tend to have the same problems, then you can have an evergreen video or see an evergreen training you made on solving a specific problem that they specifically shared in that first call. So it allows for people to get converted more likely and more nurtured by the time you have your second call. Then by the time you have your second call, this is going to be the actual sales call, right? What you do is your prospect already understands your mechanism, has already seen some case studies, and understands your unique protocols in order to solve the problems that they are facing. And guess what this leads up to? To a new client, okay? So this is the process that we actually want to take in order for most people to actually buy from us instead of simply, getting ghosted every single day, okay? And of course, there are more nuances to this. There are more nuances. Like between call DM and reply, we already saw there are a lot of things that happen. Between the combo, between the replies to they booking a call, you need to actually have nuances on what questions to ask, how you ask them, the tone you're using, etc. But again, you get my point. So this is it for the social media prospecting. Of course, if you'd like me to break down more in depth these steps, make sure to let me know in the comments below, okay? Now for cold email, this is really interesting because you want to have two different parts when it comes to cold email. You have first of all the initial touch point plus the automated follow-up sequences that honestly, all cold email campaigns, all cold email softwares nowadays allow you to. We prefer using Instantly, but yeah, you have your cold email angles plus the automated follow-up sequences from Instantly's campaign. And what you have after that is the next chain of events once you get a reply from the prospect, okay? Because on a cold email software, what is going to happen is that once you get a reply from the prospect, the prospect is going to be taken out of the sequences. So you need to follow up manually, okay? But again, let me explain. When it comes to cold email angles, we like to think that there are only 4 main type of angles you can use. You have the direct sales based, you have the conversation starters, which are more rapport based, you have the lead magnets / give value for free before they ask / value based, and then you have the unique approaches that you come up with that are more creative based, okay? And of course, there are different types of angles you can use, but most of them fall into one of these categories. For the first one, the goal is to have the prospect either show interest or not in your offer, period. For the second one, the goal is to get the prospect to respond to something that would allow us to then present our offer, okay? For the third one, the goal is to prove competence beforehand. And a pro tip, think about creating ways to scale your lead magnet using artificial intelligence, right, AI. For example, when I used to run my cold email lead generation agency, what we used to do is that we literally gave free leads, like a list of leads to our ideal clients. So they immediately went like, oh man, these guys already have the leads. And then it was really easy to upsell them to, hey, we actually run a cold email lead generation agency. And guess what? How about if we actually help you work these leads? We actually charge X amount of money. That was how we used to do it really fast. And also, you can have unique approaches that you come up with. And these are more creative based. And the goal here is to stand out from the noise altogether. So some people like to do podcasts, for example. I don't know, like whatever type of creative thing you can come up with that literally is unique, okay? Again, you have all of these angles plus the automated follow-ups. Then the next chain of events, once you have a reply, is the following, okay? You are going to have your actually, let me go to Miro so that you can see it a little bit better. Here. So you have your automated cold email campaigns on this on this site, right? What is going to happen from here is that everything starts once you get a positive first reply from the prospect. Okay? Of course, positive reply. You're not going to do this for everyone. This is going to be for your first reply. What you're going to do, number one, is add the lead to the CRM, specifically in the cold email tab. Okay? So that's, you want to always save your lead so that you can now know when to follow up. Search for the specific lead who replied on LinkedIn and or other social media platforms, depending on who you're targeting, your ICP, like where they like to hang out, etc. Then you want to connect with a specific lead who replied on LinkedIn or again on Instagram, whatever it might be. No need to add a personalized connecting message, by the way. You can just send a, hey, I sent you an email and so that we could connect in here. Then after you have done all of this, okay, adding the person to the CRM and connecting with them on social media, you reply to the lead via email after connecting with him or her, okay? Something that I like to do is add a PS line in my response. So for example, I might be like, hey, here is the lead list that I promised. The way we used to book calls with these people is XXXX. By the way, we actually run a cold email lead generation agency, and we can guarantee that you're going to have X amount of extra calls booked working together. You only pay per appointment, no onboarding fees whatsoever. Let me know your thoughts. By the way, I send you a connected request to LinkedIn. And guess what that means? More touch points. So if the person replies to this, you book the call. If the person doesn't reply to this, then guess what happens? You you follow up for the first time manually using cold email and just a casual follow up at this point. It could be something like, hey, just curious about this. By the way, here is a case study about this other client that is on your same industry, so you can see that you know what we're talking about. Remember to add the follow-up date on the CRM to remember to do the follow-ups. Follow-up 2 might be on LinkedIn because remember you connected with him or her, or Instagram or Twitter, whatever it might be. Follow-up 3, cold email, and either the person replies or fuck off at this stage, okay? You continue following up till you die, basically. And if they reply, just aim for booking the call if they reply positively. Okay, that's how you want to go about it. But yeah, guys, this is the sales process on cold email. You can see there's a lot of touch points because it's not just you send a cold email, you get a reply, and you book a call. It's you run the automatic campaigns, you get a reply, you add a person to a CRM, you connect with them, you reply to the lead, then you book a call. If not, you keep following up on different platforms and then you book a call. That's how it is. And yeah, guys, I hope this one was helpful. If you run a marketing agency or a consulting business and want to book 100 extra calls per month organically while closing 20% of them, installing this client acquisition model, go ahead and book a call with the link in the description. We're going to be happy to show you how to do this, how to actually install this in your company. And yeah, I just wanted to give a music recommendation from today's video. I love to listen to music when I create these documents and when I make my trainings, etc. And this is a song from, well, you know, I'm from Costa Rica and we like reggaeton over here. Tengo una mala de Jonás, that's the name of the song. And yeah, listen to the song, let me know you liked it. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. Love you all, bye.